Hi, I'm Justin, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Rocketbook Everlast. It's kind of an interesting little tidbit, or not a tidbit, I've got tidbits to talk about, but it's a reusable notebook that's got, kind of plasticky paper in it, and you write on it with these special pens. They're the Pilot Friction. I have some of the clickers, and then I have one of the regular ones, and it just wipes clean with, in my case, an included microfiber cloth. I went ahead and picked that up for part of the pack I did. So what this is really actually good for is, or rather my use for it, is mostly just taking quick notes down. I don't go through a pad of sticky notes a week anymore. I'm able to control, not really control, but I have just a quick scratch card basically that I have access to whenever I've got it with me. And I find it a lot easier to get my words out onto paper than typing it into my phone or anything like that. It's easy to reference back to. I don't have to worry about clicking through a bunch of windows if I'm using the sticky notes. And it really gives me, a lot more opportunity to get my thoughts down really in a quick, concise manner versus the regular. Writing on it feels a bit more like a Wacom tablet or a graphic tablet. And it's not exactly a paper feeling. It's kind of like halfway between paper and whiteboard. It feels pretty good, and it wipes away really cleanly and really easily. Just a little bit of water and then comes right off. One of the really nifty features that's included that makes this like a semi-smart notebook is it's got 7 different categories on it that you can check off on the bottom of the page with the next alongside the QR code. So when you use the Rocketbook app and you scan it in, you're able to go ahead and upload it to up to 7 individual locations with one scan, and it does the process automatically. If you send it to email, it even includes a fairly basic OCR, handwriting recognition, that will transcribe it in the email. So if you, take notes during a business meeting and you want to send them off to, the rest of your staff or whatever, you can write all the notes down, and it does a pretty good job of transcribing it, but it'll attach the original PDF as well, so your employees can struggle to read your handwriting the same way the software does, which is a really great feature. But for me, I don't use the scanning very often on it because a lot of what I write down, I'm using it just for quick notes as opposed to for longer projects at the moment. I imagine I'll start using it for longer projects in the future, but not so much at the moment. So for me, it's, quick scratcher. Write it down. I don't have to waste a piece of paper doing it, and it works really, really well for that. So in conclusion, is it worth the $30 I paid for it? Yeah, $30. It's not a cheap notebook, and you'll go through a lot of the, letter-sized 70-cent notebooks that Walmart sells at the same time. But if you compare it against something more like a Moleskine, the cost difference isn't that much, and it's reusable. It isn't the same quality. It doesn't have the same feel quality-wise as a Moleskine. However, it does, I feel, get close enough. And since it's not actual paper, you don't have to worry about it getting wet. You don't have to worry about ruining it or any of that malarkey. I mean, basically, the only warning it has on it is don't put it in the microwave, which sounds like a really weird thing to put in a notebook, but Rocketbook also sells a notebook that you put in the microwave in order to erase it. It was worth every penny I spent on it. The $30 came with this one's a 36 page, so 36 page, so 18 sheets of the paperish stuff on the inside. Each QR code's a little different, so it has page numbers for if you're writing out and scanning in multi-page documents. It came with one of the basic Pilot Friction pens, black, 0.7 millimeter. It writes fairly well, it's fairly comfortable, and it also came with the embroidered cloth. So for $30 for that, I mean, I can't help but to recommend it. The only downside, the only thing I wish Rocketbook would do is offer up the same thing, same kind of starter pack type deal, but with a lined page as opposed to, I have the dot, and I know the smaller version, the actual notepad variety that opens this way as opposed to this way, is no lines whatsoever. There's no guides, no lines, anything like that. So it can be, if you're used to only writing on lines and you need that to rely on, it can be a little on the difficult side to make sure your handwriting stays in a straight line. But for a notepad, it's not as big of a deal, but for something of this form factor, I really wish they would have included something with lines. And I know it's available separately, but to have that in a starter pack, I think would be a really great idea. If you like the video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you really like it, and I can't wait to see you guys again.